welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Road to Recovery with your host, Recovery Lord. And I know you guys last week, um, I was on a therapeutic voyage to Bermuda, the third most expensive place in the world behind Iceland and I want to say Switzerland or something like that. And it was nice, pretty nice. But welcome back. Welcome back. Hopefully, since we didn't have any groups last week, you guys utilize tools in your toolbox. You may have by now gotten a sponsor. Gotten a sponsor. You may by now have tried other NA or AA groups. One is never enough. And just in case one isn't offering a group or something at the time, always make sure you have at least two, you know. And I want to shout out everyone who has been on this journey with me since day one. Amira, my dad, Michael Lewis, my mom tuned in now. Keisha, who else? Monique, you've been tuning in. Uncle Jeff, Alexis, Zachary, I love that all you guys are tuning in. Cousin Cliff, hopefully you tuned in as well. Haven't heard from you in a second, but Cousin Cliff. So what do I want to talk about today? Let's see what we have here. So, when cravings hit, act fast. When cravings hit, act fast. The reason we're going to be talking about this is because we got a holiday coming up this weekend. It's the 4th of July. And because this holiday is coming up, it's going to be a lot of red cups out there. It's going to be a lot of shucking and jiving. And it's going to be a lot of stuff going on. Now, we know this much. Everybody's not on probation. Some people are. Everybody, isn't going to suffer the same consequences. But some people have more on the table to lose or have to deal with than others. So, I started this group by talking about the toolbox. So here is a list of 10 tools that helped me the most during early days of sobriety. Now, but see, anything that helps you in the early days could also help you in the middle. Don't get caught up. Sometimes they will be labeled as early, late stages, this and that and that. All of these are all viable all throughout your recovery process. So here's a list of 10 tools that helped me the most during the early days of sobriety. The first one, and I know by now I don't even have to say it. I know by now we know to get a pen and we know to get paper because we know writing stuff down helps us remember it better and memorize it. So the first thing you want to have a tool is, and this is to deal with cravings again. First, physically remove yourself from a situation. This may only include going to the bathroom or another room or just outside. So it's the 4th. Everybody turning up. Everybody going to be smoking. Everybody's going to be drinking. But you can't stop. Once you pop, you can't stop. So you can't just have 2 drinks and call it a day. Once you get to drinking, somebody might have to let you sleep on their couch because you can't stop. Move. Sometimes you're going to have to, instead of waiting for somebody to acknowledge your recovery, you're going to have to be the captain of your own ship. You're going to have to do that because it's the summertime. It's holidays coming up. and people gonna be on what they on. You gotta make sure you want what you want, if this is what you want. So sometimes you might have to physically remove yourself. If they getting down in the living room, you might have to go outside, stretch your legs or something. And I'm gonna add this. You don't just physically remove yourself from different rooms or areas where they consuming a bunch of drinks and they smoking a lot of tweed and all that. You're gonna have to, some people, remove yourself from certain conversations, because what you don't want is for people, they say misery loves company, and it's a lot of people that get together and talk about other people in unflattering ways. We know this much. The minute your ass moonwalk from that circle, they talking about you. They talking about how you raise your daughter or how you don't. All the problems you got, how you keep going from job to job. Whatever they think they can talk about is what they doing. So you don't want to be in a bunch of conversations and a bunch of circles where it's mainly just focused and highlighted on gossip. You want to be in circles that talk about betterment, empowerment, spirituality, just other things besides who doing what and how they screwing up. So physically remove yourself from certain rooms when they doing too much, and spiritually and emotionally remove yourself from certain conversations and certain content. If you going through stuff and this is an anniversary that something bad in your life happened, you shouldn't be on the internet looking at a bunch of gory stuff. Now's not the time to be watching a bunch of scary movies and just little things that we may not pay attention to, but they play a big part. Number 2, call someone immediately. This literally can be anyone. You do not necessarily need to talk about how you feel. Sometimes talking about something completely different is the most helpful to get your mind off of a craving. We do not know how our higher power works. So we don't know if that phone call could be a potential life-saving phone call. We don't know that. But give a person a chance to change your mind. At least give them that much. A chance to change your mind, because it's mysterious ways in which our higher power works. So we don't know if that phone call could be a lifeline. Why not? Distract yourself. They say the average craving lasts between 5 and 15 minutes. And when you are distracting yourself with healthy distractions, some people call that craving surfing and stuff like that. Whatever you want to call it, find a way to keep your mind off of, okay, the 4th is coming up. We gotta, because some people, before they even think about the food that's going on the grill, they thinking about the bar they gotta go to and the drinks going in the cups. Number 3, break the time down to little portions. Commit to staying sober for the next minute or 5 or 10 minutes. Wait that time and then do it again until cravings pass. When I was out there, when you out there, some people break the pill up. And they say if you want to be successful in recovery, some of the same stuff you did in addiction, you need to do in your recovery. So instead of looking at the whole 24 hours, break that up. Break, hours up into minutes and fight. This is not going to be easy. Let me say, to everyone lucky enough to tune in to these groups, that this is easier said than done, which is why a lot of people don't get recovery, which is why only 2 people out of 20 get this. And the other 18, don't. because this takes a lot of effort, a lot of commitment, a lot of ups and downs come with it. It's not perfect. It's not. And it doesn't have to be. So even if you done messed up and all that, get back on track. Even if you had time that you was off track, get back on track. What's stopping you from that? If you in a hole, you don't have to dig deeper. You don't. And don't wait to go to John Hopkins for them to tell you, you got to stop smoking. You got to love yourself enough. You know this much. Any doctor gets paid to give you advice when it benefits them to a degree. Plus, they see a lot of people. They can't be invested with you to a degree to say the way you may need them to. So you doing a lot. If you waiting for a doctor or a specialist to tell you to, you better start listening to your damn body. It's the only one that you've been given. It better be your best friend. Number 4, breathe. Try to relax your thoughts by taking deep breaths and focusing on your breathing only. This is DBT, dialectic behavior therapy. And breathing, they talking about grounding yourself and being in the present moment and focusing on how your body feels. Because too many times we focused on the past or we focused on the future, something we don't control. And being focused on these things causes worry, causes anxiety. When you're focused on the past, that can and will cause depression to a degree because those days are gone. And the most hurtful thing is some of those people are gone too. So in DBT, dialectic behavior therapy, one of the main focuses they talk about is being mindful and radically accepting, meaning you're going to have depression, you're going to have hard days, you're going to have tough times, but you're going to have to find some type of way in this world where you can make peace with your pain. Now, I can't tell you how to do that because it's more than one way to do it. But it's up to you to find the one that is most agreeable with you. Number 5, eat something sweet because alcohol contains lots of sugar. Lack of sugar can often cause cravings. Wow, eat something sweet. You know, as a counselor, I keep a candy stash. And I'd rather have somebody ask me for a Jolly Rancher than to be bouncing all over the place, mad at the world. You know, plus, a lot of people have sugar problems. And if you ever been around somebody with sugar problems, the minute they start dipping, they gonna get mad. They irritated, they get a little sweaty, they might get confused. And this is the question I asked in person today. So I'm gonna ask this question to the group. When somebody has sugar issues, insulin, diabetes, and you know, their sugar is high and low, when do you give them a piece of candy, offer them, you know, orange juice? When their sugar is high or when it's low? You give it to them, period. This is what I learned as a medic. Some of the symptoms are the same. If they got confusion going on, slurred speech, some of the symptoms, if a person's sugar is high and low, are the same. So the rule of thumb is you give them something sweet, offer them a drink or something, period, whether it's high or low. But number 5 is eat something sweet because alcohol contains lots of sugars and a lack of sugar can often cause cravings. Number 6 is eat a meal, period. Sometimes cravings may be confused with hunger. Sometimes people are not themselves. They become emotional. Being hungry is a trigger for a lot of people. They got a commercial. You're not yourself when you're hungry. They got a word for it. They call it hangry. when a person is hungry and angry simultaneously. So eat something, period, a meal. Eating on time and all that is a part of self-care. It's something I had to do more of on a regular basis and pay attention to more myself. So this is something where I had to practice what I preach. Number 7, focus on something else. Redirecting your attention. Watch TV. Read. Read a nice article. When you are distracting yourself, if you can, distract yourself with something positive. Because you distracting yourself with negativity, sometimes that's becoming being in a tangled web that we weave. So I would say it says distract yourself, but I would add let it be a healthy distraction. Spend time with your kids. Play a board game with them. Teach them how to play Monopoly or something. Play cards with them. Teach them dominoes. Something. Spades. Well, spades, I don't know. That might be a trigger. Because when somebody get the reneging and all that, that's definitely a trigger for me. Number 8. Repeat a positive affirmation, such as, I can do this. Or mantra, this too shall pass. Or the serenity prayer. Say something positive. I've been here before. I'm gonna be all right. Tough time make tough people. Something. I'm a figure this out. Watch what happened when I figure this out. Talk to yourself kindly. Is one thing when people talk to you a certain way. It's something even deeper when you talk to yourself in a negative way. So repeat positive things. Speak life into your situation, into your realm, into your reality. Get a vision board. I know y'all know what a vision board is by now because mental health and therapy is all over the place. A vision board is when you cut out things in a magazine or you draw things that you want to manifest and bring into your life. A car, money, a house, a new relationship. Maybe you want a dog. Maybe you want a pet. I'm a cat person. Do something that's going to bring you little amounts and parts of joy in your life. Number 9, make a pro and con list of drinking. Then in the third column, list how the pros and cons would affect you. So if you write in pros and cons about, okay, I got family coming into town and, I ain't see cousin so-and-so in a minute, so I might be able to smoke a blunt with them. So, hey, those might be some of your pros, and then you got cons. The con is going to be 90-something degrees. So if you got asthma and you got asthma and all this shit, and you outside smoking in the damn heat, keep all that into consideration. Because we don't all suffer the same consequences. Everybody doesn't have asthma. So some people going to be out there smoking 7 and 8 blunts. And after that, they're going to be ready to get some riblets and some potato salad and things like that. And some people may be on their way to the ER. And I like how they say, yes, list those consequences. Because when you've been in recovery, it's a saying that they have saying, play your tape back. The elders in recovery say, make sure you play your tape back. When they say that, that means remember your pain. Because sometimes people get comfortable. That overdose happened a while ago. They got evicted 2-3 years ago now. So they done forgot the sting on how that shit felt when it happened. Remember your pain, because sometimes that'll make you think twice about sticking your hand in a damn cookie jar. And number 10 is force yourself to remember your last drunk. Think of the consequences. Imagine the impact on tomorrow, next week, and next month. Remember, again, that goes back to what I just said. Remember that pain. And how stupid we feel when we got to go apologize for things we say and do when we under the influence. Because we can't blame it. Nobody wants to hear that you was saucy and all this. Nobody want to hear that. They don't care. They could care less. You are still responsible for the things you chose to say and do. That's how it was with me. That's how it is with you. And that's how it's going to be with the people after us. So these are tools that should already be in your toolbox. If they're not, consider putting them and implementing them and putting them in there. Because your toolbox, again, is only going to be as valuable as the tools in it. Hopefully, it's not a bunch of hammers in there. Or, like I said before, screwdrivers. I'm going to listen to music and I'm going to just walk away. And based off all the people who say that in group, it should be a bunch of people right now outside listening to music and they with earbuds on and walking. Because them the only two coping skills known to some men. Well, here go 10 more. Utilize these. You won't know if they're going to work if you never try them. And with that, you're right. And with that, we're going to put our hands together and we're going to say things like, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Keep coming back. More will be revealed for you, by you, because of you. We pray for the addict who picked up for the first time today. We pray for the addict who lost a life today. And we pray for the addict who put that down for the last time today, and everyone in between.